Good evening, everybody. Welcome to 10 Questions with Tash. I'm Tash, and tonight I'm going to be chatting with Dave the Celebrant, also known as Dave Octave. You'll find out why. We have both been nominated in the Celebrant Industry Awards as Rising Stars in the Rising Star category. So, yeah, I'm going to chat to him as soon as he comes on and just give you guys a little bit of a taster for Dave. I can see that there's a few people joining, which is great. Hi. Wait to see where Dave is. We've been quite busy, the celebrants recently. It's been a busy time for us all. Everybody wants to get married, which is amazing. Hi, and there's plenty of love to go around. There he is. There's Dave. Good night. Come on in. There he is.
Hey Tash, how are you?
Oh, you handsome brute. How are you?
Oh, stop it.
Look at those cheekbones.
I know, I got them from my mum.
Oh, did you?
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. The sun's still out, which is, it makes a nice change.
Oh, do you know what? I went out for a little walk. I went to go and had a little meeting at the pub, and
Oh,
it was actually a meeting.
Oh, right. One of those things.
Well, there may have been a little bit of that, but on the way back, it was like glorious sunshine. It was lovely.
Yeah.
But it was actually raining at the same time.
Oh, wow. That's in South Africa. Weirdly enough, that's called a monkey's wedding.
Okay.
So when it rains and the sun's shining at the same time, don't ask me where it comes from, but it's called a monkey's wedding. So yeah, like I say, it makes a change. It's supposed to be really hot for the next few weeks, which I'm looking forward to. There you go. That's
Come on, I'm ready.
Yeah.
That's the weather with Dave and Tash.
Yeah. Hooray. Do you know, it's so funny. My brother's called David. So for me, Dave and Tash, Tash and Dave just feels like the perfect combo. It's all I've heard my whole life. So we were meant to be, you and I.
We're meant to be.
I'm so glad that you're chatting with me tonight. So thank you.
Thank you for inviting me.
I came across your profile and you just wowed me as this number one, a man in the celebrant world. I was like, wow. And number two, just so dapper, just so well dressed. And so fun.
I do like to make a bit of a statement.
That's good. So I've got obviously 10 questions to ask. That's the whole point. But if you just want to tell us your name, who you are, and what it is that you do.
Yeah, so my name is Dave Octave, and yes, that is my name. A lot of people, they always ask me. So prior to becoming a celebrant, well, I still am really. So I'm a singer as well as being a celebrant. So obviously Octave is very musical, which is why people always ask me if that's my actual name, but it is. There's a whole family of us.
Your real name, that's your surname, like you'll give
That's my real surname, yeah.
Oh my god, that's actually written in the stars then.
But yeah, so yes, I've been singing for a while. I've been in the events industry for about 20 years.
What?
I know.
You don't look near enough.
I was like 1 at the time when I started training. Yes, I've been in it for about 20 years. I kind of did a bit of wedding planning very years and years ago. I did want to set up my own business, but obviously, things happen at the right time.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I've just kind of continued my events work. Started singing at weddings maybe about 6 years ago now.
Wow.
And then celebrancy, which had always been in my mind, kind of came about. And I always say to Jennifer, who's the kind of the director of the academy, I always say that all the stars aligned at that moment, and yeah, that's when the celebrancy came into being.
Wow. So you've been singing for 6 years. Is that what you do full time, like day job, or have you set that in now?
No, I'm still in my day job, which is still events. It's events which obviously aren't really happening here at the moment. So it's kind of a 50-50 split between event management and relationship management. So
Okay.
I actually look after. So the company that I work for splits the UK into 26 regions,
Oh, blimey.
and I manage 15 of those regions. And in
Okay.
each region, we have volunteer committees, and they're all like financial planners who own their own businesses. So it's a real task trying
Yeah.
to kind of like, manage them as volunteers and get them to do stuff when they've got very, very busy lives of their own. So people management is key.
Yeah, I was going to say you tick all the boxes. That's one thing I'm not very is organized. But how did okay? So we
I did say I was organised.
yeah. So we know how you got into celebrancy, the stars aligned, and why. What is it like being a male? I know you probably get this all the time. What's it like being a male in such a female dominant industry? Or I got it wrong, because in my mind, there's I very rarely see males in events or in weddings. What is it like? Or are there loads of men that I just don't see?
I think there are. I mean, I think definitely working with the AMC and the kind of the student hub. I've met a lot of guys who are doing it. I mean, definitely not in the same proportion as women, but definitely a lot of guys. And I think it's nice. It offers. It's just something different. It offers the couple something different, and I think that's what celebrancy is all about. Is giving couples a choice and something different. So yeah, I mean we're all the same, but we're different.
Yeah. And that's what I think. The thing I've discovered, I'm a little bit ever so slightly newer than you. And the thing I think I've discovered is that there's space for all of us. At first, I was a bit like, how am I going to stand out in this industry? I don't have pink hair and I don't sing like Dave and I don't, what am I going to do that's different? But there is space for everyone. And like something our leader, she always says to us is that your people will find you, you'll attract people. So
yeah, and I think you do that by being yourself. You don't try to measure up to someone else or offer what someone else is offering. And I think people are attracted to you. So that's why people book you. They don't book you because you've got pink hair. If you've got pink hair, that's a bonus. But that's not the reason they book you.
I know. So it's been a big learning curve for me. Dave, so obviously we know that you sing. The people who are watching this who don't know, Dave sings incredibly well. Have you always sung? Is it something you've done, or how did you? What?
I've always loved singing. Like I remember when I was a kid, I've always been obsessed by music. Like Top of the Pops was just everything. I used to buy 7-inch singles that had an instrumental on the back, so I could sing along to the instrumental.
They actually did that.
Yeah, honestly, I loved it. And I think I've always loved singing, but I think I've got quite a deep voice. Growing up with all these pop stars, they all had really high voices. So I never really kind of found my niche. I never really kind of found where I fitted in. It wasn't until much later on in life. I think, as you grow older, you're kind of less concerned about like fitting into norms. Do you know what I mean? And also you kind of start looking outside of what is the norm, and you find yourself a lot easier. And I kind of found this style of music that not only do I love singing because I love the songs, but they actually really suit my voice, and therefore, like mentally, I sing them with so much more passion because they're just part of me. So I've always loved singing, but it was only like 6 or 7 years ago that I actually put myself out there.
Yeah, who inspired your love of music? Because it's a family thing, or?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, I grew up in a gospel church, so we always used to sing.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I mean, that was always my favourite part of being at church, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
The sermons didn't really do it for me, but the singing was great. So I think it's just always something it's just always been there, And I mean, I'm in terms of what I like in music, it's everything from like really cheesy pop to like really cool stuff to like 60s stuff to like 40s. For me, I kind of just hear something and then I enjoy it.
That's great. Your my mom, if she's watching this, God love her, she's always had a thing for the crooners. So I imagine she'll be obsessed with you now that she knows that you exist.
Well, shall I check out my other Instagram, Dave Octave Sings?
Oh wow, okay. So
Yeah.
we'll over there.
Some lovely crooner videos on there.
I'm pretty sure you've changed it. You must have changed your surname to match
No,
that.
no. And also, so I've got a niece called Dominique Octave. And she's a fantastic singer. She's got stuff on Spotify as well.
Oh wow, gosh, you're so lucky. I wish I could sing. I'm very much only in the shower kind of singer.
Doesn't matter where you sing.
Thank you. Tell Tony that. He's always like, oh. So okay, this one's a little bit off the cuff, but the thing I dislike most to do in the kitchen is the dishes. If you could only do one thing forever, would it be cooking or the dishes?
I absolutely love doing dishes.
No ways.
I absolutely love it. I've been on like a couple of holidays with my friends, and we get like an Airbnb, and I am just the guy who does the dishes. I'm like, I'll do them. And you know, I think even once we had a dishwasher, and I was like, no. Even though I was on a holiday, and 5 of us, I'm like, no, I'll do the dishes. I find it quite therapeutic.
Do you cook?
Yeah.
Oh, so you cook and do the dishes?
Yeah, but listen, I'm no god.
He cooks, he cleans. Come on. Okay, so which celebrity couple would you love to marry?
Oh, that's a difficult one. But I'll tell you who first springs to my mind. I'd love to remarry Brad and Jennifer.
You didn't just say Brad.
Brad and Jennifer. I'd like to remarry them.
Oh, same. I just want to see them together again. Like,
yeah.
So much sense when they were together.
Absolutely.
Sam's just said Dave is the perfect man.
Oh, Sam, no, that is not true. I mean, like, she likes to think I am. She's awesome, though. I love you, Sam. Love you.
Love you, Sam. Love, love, love. What would be your go-to karaoke song? Obviously, you like all the genres. We always talk about this. We actually go to karaoke. We want to go to Brighton next year for my friend's 40th. But I've never been. I always got my karaoke song. I just never go to karaoke.
Does it have to be an individual one, or can it be a duet?
Oh, a duet. Let's do it.
So if I could be anyone, and if it could be a duet, it would be Suddenly Seymour from Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, okay. That's a bit out there.
Yeah.
That's good.
I love that.
I'll learn the other parts and then we can just how's that? Yeah.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live on Instagram.
Well, that'll get them watching. That'll get them. What has been how long have you been a celebrant? So did you start this year?
I started training last year during lockdown.
Yeah.
So effectively, really, this year is when the kind of business side kind of kicked off.
What was obviously you've got business history in events and singing. What was your biggest learning curve when it came to being a celebrant, like the celebrant business?
I think just learning how much scope you have to play with. So part of the training was learning about different rituals from different countries, and I think just kind of learning, I think particularly in England, in English churches, or there's certain rituals that happen, but actually if you look at other countries, there's loads of different things that happen that we don't do over here. And knowing that you can actually take inspiration from all over the world, from different cultures, from different beliefs, and kind of put them into a ceremony, which makes it really unique. I think that's one of the things I learned, is just to be able to kind of think outside the norm and actually create something special and unique. Yeah,
I think exactly the same for me. When you find out that your couple is, for example, and if they're watching, they'll know this, one of my grooms is half Turkish. Oh, amazing. We put these Turkish elements in, and he hadn't considered it, but when I suggested it, he was like, oh, that's great. And something you wouldn't see at a normal registrar's ceremony, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So for me, the biggest learning curve has been like the actual business side of it and how much work goes into it.
Yeah.
I've always been into social media and just been online. I was basically that generation that was born with a phone in my hand. So for me, it comes so easily. But the business, oh, crikey, you know, I didn't realize how much work actually goes into it, websites and all that stuff.
Yeah. And just having to stay on top of it, you know, because you've got to stay on top of it. You've got to stay relevant. You've got to have a presence, you know, in whatever form. You've just got to make sure you're constantly out there, which is why I'm really glad you're doing this live, because
You should.
this side
I want to do it. I don't want to do it, but I'm so glad you just got to be brave.
You've got to be brave, and I think that's, you know, that's part of business as well. You know, you have to be brave. You have to put yourself into situations that, you know, you feel slightly uncomfortable in. But then you kind of learn to be comfortable. So
they say,
so here we are.
Your comfort zone is where you grow, or something like that. I'm just paraphrasing. What's your guilty pleasure? Mine, for example, something people don't know about is that I rewatch the same series over and over and over again. I'm terrible for it. So I'm currently
which series?
I mean, I think the whole world does this, but I read Friends over and over. I rewatch The Gilmore Girls, Game of Thrones, Sex and the City, anything. I just literally, I don't know what it is. I think it's because I feel comfortable with them. I just keep going with them.
And even though you know where the laughs are coming, you still enjoy it.
Yeah. What's your guilty pleasure?
I think it goes back to music again. Like, my guilty pleasure is just really cheesy music. You know, just really cheap, just like music that you don't really care. You know, so I also host this music bingo night.
Oh,
so we used to do it in the pub. We did it online, and so what I love about that is sometimes I'll throw in these really cheesy songs that nobody is supposed to love. Right?
I like.
And as soon as people hear them, they absolutely go crazy. You know, because it's like they're not allowed to like them in other places, but when we're having this fun game, they're allowed to like them. So I like that. I like just really cheesy stuff that you can't like. You're not allowed to like in public.
What's your ultimate track?
Say that again.
What's your ultimate cheesy track?
Oh.
Cheesy track.
I mean.
Sal's given us a suggestion. S Club 7.
It's close. It's really close.
Up there.
My mind was going to steps 5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7.
Or most step songs. Reach by S Club is definitely a guilty pleasure. You know, everybody knows that routine, don't they?
Do you know, it's the strangest thing, because I didn't know that at English weddings, I've been to a few of them now. Tragedy, that's another one.
Tragedy is definitely one.
At English weddings, they seem to go to those cheesy songs, don't they? There's always the Macarena. There's always like the Spice Girls, and they're almost one after the other.
Yeah, it's because they're crowd pleasers. You know, it's when you're celebrating, you're just in a happy kind of place, and those songs come on. Yeah, and you know, you're just going to go for it, aren't you?
Yeah, and then, you know, something again I didn't know existed. Everyone's on the floor, like huddled together, hitting the floor, doing this weird dance.
Hooks upside your head. Yeah.
I've never seen that before in my life. I was like, what the hell are these people doing? And apparently it's the common thing.
Yeah, so I got civil partnered in 2009.
Oh, wow.
And there's a photo of us like in 2 lines, full regalia. There's like 2 lines of us just slapping the floor. It's brilliant.
Oh, wow.
Definitely a thing.
How long have you guys been together? 2009. God, 8.
Well, so we're not anymore.
Oh no.
But that's fine, because the door is open for love. So
yeah.
It's fine.
Good. Are you
happy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, we could all be happier. You know, we could all be in a different place. But I'm happy where I am now. You know.
Good.
And particularly, you know, with this business and being surrounded by love, it's just such a great place to be. So
yeah. It's hard to not feel really happy when you're surrounded by other, you know, completely in love. Great.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I think I had two more. Oh yes, if you were to host a party, and you could only invite three people, who would they be, dead or alive?
Now, funny enough, I had this question not long ago. So I
Do, you,
think Dawn French would.
do people interview you often? You're like a proper famous person.
No, you know what I like? So I write for my job. I write a monthly kind of like newsletter.
Okay.
And we always so it's for my committee members, and
Okay.
we always have a kind of getting to know you session, and for the last month's one, I forgot to ask someone to do it, so I just did it myself. And one of the questions is like, the kind of fantasy dinner.
Okay.
And I actually put, I think I put Dawn French.
Oh yeah.
Just because I think she's hilarious and her face just makes me laugh.
Okay.
That makes me laugh. Also, Alison Hammond. Do you know Alison Hammond? I absolutely love Alison Hammond.
Her laugh is contagious, isn't it?
Absolutely. And I just think, sat between the two of them, I would just be laughing non-stop.
Yeah.
And then the third person was actually Princess Diana.
Oh.
Because I'd just be fascinated to like hear her story from her. Yeah. How about you? Who would your three be?
Oh crikey. Nobody's ever asked me actually. I know Dave, the famous one. Good grief. So probably someone like really cheesy, like Nelson Mandela. Because I'm South African. So my entire family are English, but I was born in South Africa, so I identify as South African.
Yeah.
Until it comes to which passport do you have, I'm like the English one. So Nelson Mandela, definitely somebody like someone like super sexy, like Michael Fassbender, or just for like Andy, If Tony's watching this, sorry. And then maybe like, again, just because I'm a little bit nosy, I don't watch them, but I'm proper nosy. One of the Kardashians, like Chloe, again, just to see like what like, are you really that way?
I'd probably invite the Kardashians just to like serve the food to us.
Can you with as well?
That's how it should be. That's how it should be.
Yeah, I was of like some authors because I like to read, but when people put you on the spot and it's come off quite dim.
Yeah.
Like a lot of interests other than the Kardashians.
And Michael Fassbender.
Yeah. What is your favorite thing about being a celebrant? So we know that you like to include traditional elements and like cultural elements, but when you sit back and you think, I love doing this job, what's the main reason why?
I think just because I love and I love people, just standing in front of them and kind of watching this magic kind of unfolding. So I did, I have to see who's online here. I did in April I'm not allowed to say this, I'm not allowed to post it online. But I did some filming for a TV show.
Okay.
People Get Married.
Okay.
And that was a really like interesting dynamic. But so normally when you do a couple, obviously they are madly in love and they've known each other forever. On this occasion, they didn't. Not saying any more than that. But it was like just like watching the kind of like magnetism between these two people at that stage was amazing. And I did a style shoot last week, and the couple were a real life couple. And I kind of mocked up a bit of a script. I just found that little tiny bit about them, and I mocked up this script. And even though it was a style shoot and it was, there was no one else there, they really they got really emotional. You could see the emotion because there were a couple of things that I learned about them, and just kind of seeing that emotion, and then like watching them connect. Even just by looking at each other, and kind of feeling that you've kind of had a part in that.
Yeah.
And like I say, I've sang at weddings before, and there's always, as a performer at a wedding, you are bringing a lot of joy and a lot of like fun and light.
Yeah.
but you know, to have such an integral part, and you know, for me, that's just the best feeling, for them to looking at you and thinking like, oh my God, I'm loving this moment.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. How about you?
I think just knowing, like you say, just knowing that you're part of these people's lives, almost
still saying ooh.
Oh, I know. Just knowing, I think that you're effectively a part of someone's story now. From here on out, these people, because like a registrar, I've been to weddings where there's been a registrar, and I always caveat that I'm not slagging it's somebody's job. I'm not away from that, but you forget the registrar. I've forgotten every registrar I've ever met. They're in some of the pictures, and that's sort of it. But I think the thing I've enjoyed most is like learning about them, becoming part of them, knowing that. Because I'm a bit like that, you know, I'm that person that people just talk to. You know, the 20p. Yeah. Goes, excuse me, you got 20p. I'm that person. I've got that face where people just talk to me, but I love it. Really? I love just meeting new people and learning their story, knowing that you're going to be a story forever.
Yeah.
And have an impact. You know, make it really fun. I'm all for the laugh. So.
And that's what we can do as celebrants. That's what we can do.
Yeah, well, some of us can do more than others. Some of us can sing.
We can all sing, like I said. We can all sing, Tash. It's just, you know, some people do it differently to others. I mean, what you could do is just give everyone like earmuffs and then sing, and it's fine.
Yeah, we're going to have a silent disco now, everybody.
Silent disco.
Oh, it's been so lovely chatting to you, Dave. Thank you. And
you too. Thanks for inviting me.
For everybody watching, Dave and I are both nominated for the Rising Stars. Dave is also nominated as Rising Star in our renewals, which I think that was a clever move. I didn't think. So good luck for that. If you
good luck to you.
For me, great. If you haven't, vote for Dave. And
I think just vote anyway, because I think it's such an amazing initiative that's been put together to kind of like bring light to the industry.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't care who you vote for, as long as you vote for somebody.
Just vote, exactly.
Just vote.
I've been voting for all my friends with all my emails, you and Sal and everybody else.
We've got till Friday to just like boost it. So.
Well, good luck. And
good luck to you.
I hope one day we can be Tash and Dave together in person.
Yeah. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Yay! Thank you so much. Be good, and I'll speak to you soon.
Yes, speak to you soon.
Bye for now.
Bye. Bye.